The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was just 9 years old when that movie came out. That's right, do the math. I'm still a young little boy child. I distinctly remember this trailer airing on Disney Channel, and I would record it to my DVR on Dish Network and rewatch it all day, every day. Then sadly, my father would delete it off of our DVR and ruin my life. And then I would record it again, and he would delete it again. It was a sadistic little dance we did. Then I remembered that YouTube existed, and I could just watch the trailer whenever I wanted, so thank you, YouTube. Long story short, the hype was real, and when I finally got to watch this movie on VOD, something truly shocking happened. I absolutely, positively loved this film. I thought it was the best Spider-Man movie ever made. Do I still think that? No, I was 9. But looking back after all of these years and probably seeing this movie 24 times, I still do think that this is a massively underrated Spider-Man movie. And I think that you are massively underrated if you hit that like button. Nobody gives you the respect that you deserve. By the way, I would prefer to watch this film over every single Tom Holland iteration, and I stand by that. So today, I'm going to convince you why The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is such a great Spider-Man movie. And if you watch all the way to the end and don't agree with me, then you probably weren't listening close enough. Because I promise you, if you were listening intently, then your mind would be changed. I actually performed a ritual before I started making this video, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna change your mind. Them's the rules of wizard magic. So let's make like a spider and dive into it today. Spidey do be looking fine in this film. And I don't mean that because of Andrew Garfield, although, obviously, this is without the doubt the best looking Spider-Man movie ever made. The opening sequence alone gives me chills every time I watch it. Well, I guess not the opening sequence, because the opening sequence is that plane part of the movie. Yeah, that sucks. The swinging mechanics look so good. The way that the air ripples through the suit as he swings is a nice touch. I could go on forever, baby. But on top of that, this is also one of my favorite Spider-Man suits as well. I love big-eyed Spider-Man. Why can't we get more of that? It just screams Spider-Man. Am I the only one? Am I going crazy? Am I off my gourd over here? Why have we only gotten this for one movie? It's ridiculous. Bring back big-eyed Spidey. But anyway, I digress, okay? The city of New York itself is the most realized it has ever been in a Spider-Man film. The city feels like a character, which is so rad, honestly. And the fight scenes, oh my land! The slow-mo shots, the vibrant colors, the kick-buttowski choreography. My gosh, my elbows are tingling just thinking about it. I could make this entire video about how much I love the visuals. I actually could. But this isn't a review of Fantasia. Visuals aren't gonna be enough here for me to brainwash you. But I know what will be. With this film, we officially enter the sad emo phase of the franchise. There is so much drama in this movie with the will they, won't they type of storytelling. On its surface, it absolutely is a Disney Channel feeling synopsis. But what this movie lacks in deep material, the actors make up for tenfold. Heck, maybe even 13-fold. I don't even know what a fold is, but 10 just doesn't sound like enough. Give me a 72-fold, anybody? Anybody got a 72-fold around here? Seriously though, the chemistry between Peter and Gwen here is magnificent. I absolutely believe that they are a real couple who care about each other, but keep messing it up and getting in their own way. Maybe because Garfield and Stone in real life were a real couple who really cared about each other, but you know, that's just a theory. A game theory. And because of their real life romance, the flirty tension here is palpable. And it really does break your heart every time they break up because the emotion just feels so real. And yes, I did say every time because unfortunately they break up like 47.5 times in this script. That can get repetitive, but it's still great acting and you can't take that away from me. Everything else in this film also deals with people's perception of Spider-Man as well. Take Electro, a man who was obsessed with Spidey the moment after he saved his life. And later in the film when he realized that Spider-Man forgot him, it was, at least in my opinion, very emotional. Harry Osborn loses his father to some sort of goblin disease and needs Spider-Man's help to get better. So when he finds out that Peter is Spider-Man and he's refusing to save his life, that carries weight. I mean, come on, Peter. This is a goblin disease we're talking about. This isn't no weenie cold or anything. He is literally about to turn into a freaking goblin. He's about to tell riddles, protect his gold, live under a bridge, and tell people they shall not pass. Okay, I actually have no idea what a goblin is, and I don't think they do any of that. In my humble opinion, there is real dramatic and heartfelt moments here that absolutely hit. However, I can't talk about this movie without mentioning all of the bad aspects of it. Sure, the character work and visuals are amazing, but there are some real negatives with this film. Well, I use the word negative with a caveat here. Triple kill! Okay, look, I completely understand that this is a personal take, and if you don't agree with me, I get it. But I love how ridiculous this film is. They really turn the cartoonerisms up to the freaking max here. I mean, seriously, the fact that Max gets saved by Spider-Man one time and then pretty much worships him for it. He gets electrocuted, gets some dental work done, and is shocked when Spider-Man doesn't recognize him anymore. My dude. You got dental work done. What are you talking about? Of course he doesn't recognize you. You don't have a gap tooth. Also, on a side note, you is very blue. And it's not just him. I could go on and on. Harry comes out of nowhere in the story and he wasn't even pre-established to be Peter's friend. But whatever, you can look past that. You find out that his dad is dying from a goblin disease, which takes people when they're old and frail in the family, with the exception of Harry somehow, because the moment that he learns about this, the goblin syndrome just starts taking over his body. Apparently just knowing that the goblin disease is going to take you in the future means, nah, you know what, you're gonna get it right now. Also, Peter, why wouldn't you just give him a sample of your blood? If not to help out your quote-unquote best friend, maybe it would help him to shut his little whiny face up, because my gosh, does it get annoying. I mean, seriously, there are so many plot holes and conveniences in this script, and Paul Giamatti's Rhino is one of the worst things ever made. And also, on top of it being a terrible rendition of the Rhino, which I'm getting sick of getting in live action, they threw him all over the trailers just for him to be in a minute and a half of the movie. The little 9-year-old me watching this was actually T.O'd. Look, this is not a perfect movie, but it's not cringe, it's camp. Honestly, when I think about this movie, it's exactly what I want for a light, easy Spider-Man watch. It's essentially a live-action version of a poorly constructed animated Spider-Man cartoon, and I'm totally here for that. The way they sloppily handle setting up the Sinister Six, the fact that this movie feels like 4 screenwriters with a completely separate script were walking down a hallway, tripped over an intern, and in turn the papers went flying everywhere. They stacked them up in a random order and said, yeah, we're gonna make it this way. All of that is so charming to me, and I don't even know how to explain it. It's 100% personal bias, I get that, but I encourage you, if you haven't given this movie a shot in a long time, or chose to never watch it in the first place, watch this movie with that in mind. That this is not the best Spider-Man movie ever made, but it has charming characters, good emotional beats, amazing visuals, and a campy fun story with half-cooked villains, but so is the curse with every Marvel film almost. Seriously, give this movie a shot. I think that if you go into it thinking that this is not some sort of reinvention of the wheel with Spider-Man and just look at it as a fun Spidey adventure, you'll have a good time, and you'll think that this movie is massively underrated, just like I do. And just like that, the ritual is complete. And if you don't agree with me after all of that, well, you're actually wrong. You do agree with me. Factually, you do agree with me. The wizard magic doesn't lie, okay? So get a grip, you goofball.